Well, it's safe to assume what we're talking about today. Myka decided to come out of hiding after a long slumber away from the cameras, and I'm sure her lawyer's telling her not to say anything until it all blows over, I guess. I think part of me thinks that she was waiting to see what the loss would be before she decided to say anything. Maybe she thought it would stem or it wouldn't get as big as it's gotten. Part of me thinks it's probably like, well, you know, if I lose 20,000, 30, if I get to this level, I'm going to have to start saying something. And it's also clear to me that she's not interested in taking a break from this beautiful life that she has. This is her steps. She's going to take some steps to do that. And so we're going to analyze what she said today. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to tell you my opinion. You can take the opinion or not. I'm going to try to do this from a balanced perspective like I normally do. Try to anyway. And let's take a look at and dig a little deeper, because I think there's some things that she missed. So let's just read it together, okay? This apology on Instagram from Myka. She says, I first want to apologize for the uproar, and I take full responsibility for all the hurt that I've caused. This decision has caused so many people heartbreak, and I'm sorry for letting down so many women that looked up to me as a mother. And we're going to get to that. The issue here is that you're an influencer and that you've literally crapped the bed. I'm sorry for the confusion and pain I've caused, and I'm sorry for not being able to tell more of my story from the beginning. My story. We're not after your story, we're after the excuses, I guess. I could have never anticipated the incidents which occurred on a private level to ever have happened, and I was trying my best to navigate the hardest thing I've ever been through. I apologize for being so naive when I started the adoption process. I was not selective or fully equipped or prepared. I was not selective? I don't know what that means anyway. I received 1 day of watching at home online, video training, and I gained my Hague adoption certification, which was required by my accredited adoption agency. Okay, we get what you're saying. I watched a video, now I can adopt a kid. For me, I needed more training. So so let's stop right there. So what she's doing is projecting this onto the training. She didn't get enough training, it wasn't enough. But if we go back to all the videos that she talked about, that she's like, I want this and I want this, and the doctors are saying no, and he might be too damaged and blah, 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 and I don't care, and he's a human, and I'm not going to bring home him, I can't just give him up after, there's too much of her history here to call that out as a lie. To say, not as a lie, but as a projection of her blaming somebody else for her shortcomings, right? For me, I needed more training. I can't say I wish this never happened, because I'm still so glad H is here and getting all the help he needs. So she's looking for a silver lining. Okay. I also know that even though he's happier in his new home and doing better, that he still experienced trauma, and I'm sorry. No adoptee deserves any more trauma. I wanted to help so bad I was willing to bring home any child that needed me. For this, I was naive. Whew. I wanted to help so bad. Here's what you wanted so badly. And from my take, and I could be wrong, you wanted to take advantage of an algorithm on YouTube that literally took you to the echelons of hundreds of thousands of followers. From what I understand, and I could be wrong, you were nowhere near 700 and something thousand followers before H came to you, right? And maybe you guys can correct me in the comments, but I think he was under 10,000 as far as I've heard and remember. And if that's true, that's a bullshit right there. So I wanted to help so bad I was willing to bring home any child. She was willing to bring home, and I hesitate to say the word damaged, but in her words, she was willing to bring home a kid that had major issues, because it's easier to adopt those kids, which means it's easier to get them and faster, so that you can ramp up your channel faster. That's what a lot of us believe. Again, it's conjecture, there's no proof, but it's there to see, right? For this, I was naive, foolish, and arrogant. I wish so bad I would have been more prepared and done more. I wish the decision to disrupt never had to be made. And again, so the decision was made by you, right? So you didn't have to make the decision, you had a choice to make, and you made the decision. Adoption and all special needs are amazing, and I have a ton of respect for every adoptee. Amazing enough to not follow through with it, right? You're just blowing smoke up people's ass here. Stop talking rainbows and Skittles. No one cares about the language. What people are looking for is real talk. This is the time for you to actually be real and raw, and not put out this canned message so far that is literally exactly the same thing you said before. So let's go back. It said, I have a ton of respect for every adoptee, adoption parent, and special needs parent. I look up to in a million ways, and I'm so sorry for hurting the community in any way. No, you're the influencer here, okay? They were looking up to you, not the ones you were looking up to. You're the one who wanted to tell everybody how to live their life by doing all the videos you did. What I eat in a day. How do I do this? And this is what we did, and blah, blah, blah. And look how what we did. We went to Bali, blah, blah, blah. Like, you want everybody to follow you. You're the influencer here, right? The reason we talk about all this stuff. And I'm sorry for hurting the community anyway. Lastly, to debunk a couple complete rumors. So she just like fluffed over everything that went on, not answering any major issue questions, right? She's just like, okay, also I want to make sure that I clear my name here. Lastly, to debunk a couple complete rumors. We did not complete rumors. Anyway, you can tell this was one written by a lawyer. We did not adopt a child to gain wealth. We all know that that's BS. Now, I'm not saying that was your sole motive, and I don't believe that's true. But I do believe it was one of a major decision you made to say, look, this is going to help us here and here and here. I'm not saying that was 100% the issue, but if you actually can't just even call it out to say it was a little bit of the issue, you know, we wanted to adopt it to my heart to do it. And I also thought, hey, I could take advantage of this for my channel, or it could be used for parenting vlogging. Even if you're on to say it like this, it would have been cool to bring him here, learn some stuff, and teach you some stuff along the way. You could have said something like that, but you didn't, right? Actions speak louder than words. We all can see, right? So she said, while we did receive a small portion of money from videos featuring H and his journey, every penny and much more went back to his care. And we know this is BS beyond all BS, okay? If it's true that she was below 10,000 followers and then skyrocketed to 790 something thousand followers, okay? So if you take the disparity between 10,000 followers and 790, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands. Now, I can't wait to find a parent of a kid who has these types of issues to talk about what it costs. And I know it's expensive. I'm sure it is. But your Range Rover, your Mercedes, your $600,000 house all says something different. Your Cartier bracelet, your trip to Bali, all says something different. The money that you made bringing to get him here, that everybody paid for, and your vacation to China, everybody paid for. This all says something. This right here, this part, don't forget this part. This part is the part that pisses me off the most. While we did receive a small portion, I'm going to say it's the lion's share of everything you made on the Myka channel was because of H. The lion's share. You even said in a video, if you're here for the hucks, I don't blame you. And everybody was there for the hucks, not for you. And so that is disingenuous. That is a lie. That is trying to dilute what really happened here by saying, oh, we didn't make that much, so it shouldn't be about that. Bullshit. Every penny and much more went back to his care, which we don't believe because remember we saw the video of her with her Cartier bracelet saying, you know, I'm not going to pay $500 because that's too expensive. We're going to pay for this cheaper one. We all know that she's lying. Totally lying. Getting Huxley the care and services he needed was very expensive, and we made sure he got every service and resource we could possibly find, except for the expensive one because you said it on camera, right? Don't forget that. Secondly, we are not under any type of investigation. I think the police came out with a statement that says you were, but that's okay. I'm hoping to share more from my side. Okay, so that's all she wants to talk about on that. So I'm hoping to share more from my side of the story soon, meaning she's coming out with a video soon, and she's getting ready to get back into the arena of YouTube, and she's not learning her lesson, people. I'm hoping to share more from my side of the story. And lastly, I'm so sorry for letting you down. I also want to mention that moms need a safe place to ask for help when they're struggling. Okay? No questions asked. We love H, and know that this was the right decision for him and his future. Praying that H only has the best future in this entire world. Again, not much deviated from the already fake video that they did on their bed and their tears and their fake tears and all that stuff. So, I mean, let's just tear this apart because that's basically what's going to happen here. Everybody else is going to do it too. So this is basically, she's getting ready. She's like, look, we're losing money. I'm pretty sure that they started living above their means because they're bringing in all this money, right? Everybody starts bringing in money. You start spending the money before it gets there. They're probably with Stauffer Garage losing almost every sponsor too, and now he's just got his affiliate, which everybody's attacking right now. So once his Amazon affiliate gets crushed, he's literally just got YouTube Rev. And if YouTube revenue suggests that he is not a place where people want to advertise, he won't get demonetized, but he might get half monetized, right? Some people will be like, I don't want to advertise on that channel, so don't. So it's whatever we're doing out there is working. The justice aspect of this whole thing is actually working. Myka has no more sponsors. Like maybe one floating out there, but they're still being asked, but nobody is going to work with her again. Like, there's no chance. And as soon as, and maybe if someone does, that person, with the following that's on that Cancel Mike and James Facebook group, that is an army of people waiting to pounce on anybody that's going to advertise or give money to them. So it's not going to happen. I can't, it feels icky that she's like, well, he didn't make that much money off H, so it's not a big deal. So we didn't make that much money. This is bull. This is just craziness. Nothing in this thing, in this apology, like, I want to give this a benefit. I wanted to balance this, but nothing in this thing actually came out and said, oh, okay, that makes more sense. I'm glad you said that. Okay, cool. Nothing. This is just like BS, straight BS. These people have lawyers, and this is what they came out with. Their lawyers have failed them. Okay. I want to apologize for the uproar. I know there's a lot of private things she doesn't want to talk about, that what's going on with H. Okay. But even if we talk about this kid from let's say he was violent, and let's say he was exhibiting all these behaviors. Again, she asked for this. This is what she wanted. We can never forget these things. The only problem is everything that she says in here can be traced back to another video she did, totally contradicting everything she's saying here. She's just too many places. And when you're playing with children's lives, adopted children from China, you're playing with a life, right? You're playing with somebody, their trauma and everything they're going to experience. This is crazy. And so she's just waiting to get back. And the fact that they went and did videos and started LLCs and did everything in the meantime was just proof that they didn't really care. It was just proof that they were just like, well, we're going to continue on no matter. Let's just see if we can get around this. This is not going to work. Okay. She is ridiculous. And just humbling yourself people are like, oh, it's a good start. And a lot of people are like, yeah, thanks for apologizing. Again, you're not apologizing to us. We're not looking for an apology. Okay, maybe some of you are. I don't care. I'm not someone you need to apologize to. I'm not in your circle. Apologize to H for the rest of your life. Apologize to your kids who you took their brother away. Apologize to your husband. And James, apologize to Myka. Who cares about us? I mean, yeah, we're here, we're on the outskirts, and we're blasting you and all that stuff, but you put your life out there, so that's kind of the way it goes. But we're not who you're apologizing. You're apologizing to us because you think it's going to be like a pathway back to your YouTube fame. And that's not going to happen as far as I see with everything going around. I just can't get over this, man. It's just like, there's nothing here that's redeeming. There's nothing that's like, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you tackled that issue. Here are some questions for you. And if you're sincere in your apology and that you really want to get things done, and if you're watching this, and I hope you are, here are some questions for you. And you answer them privately, whatever you want to do, but I doubt you will. How much money did you actually make off H's videos? If you can come out to the world and say, this is exactly how much we made, maybe we'll talk about it. Okay? How much did you give him or put away for him in a trust for him? How many followers did you gain since he came into the picture, even before he came into the picture, ramping up to you adopting and the puzzle pieces and everything else? Tell me how many followers you gained. Tell us how much money you made in the adoption puzzle pieces and everything else to fund the adoption, and then the trip you took to China and everything else. You want to be public about your life, then you might, if you really want to get back into the world, maybe it's time to get nitty-gritty with what you actually achieved and gained from this whole thing, because nobody's believing it. So maybe why don't you come out with some truth and let people decide. I know you're not going to, but I'm just saying, if you really, really want to like feel like you're humbled and coming out and apologetic and say, look, we made all this. We did this. This is the truth of it all. And I'm going to do this. Here's what people want. They want you to take all the money you made. Okay? Because this stuff does happen in adoptions. We've talked about that a million times. This stuff does happen. But we want you to take every penny that you made. Donate back the donations that you took from people for your China vacation. Okay? Take every penny that you made from your YouTube channel from H. Okay? From the point that he came in to all your followers, now all that money that happened. Okay? I want you to put that into a trust for H. You know where he is. Okay? At that point, people will start believing that you are redemptive. At that point, you can like do whatever I will delete every video I have. I will kiss your feet. I will bow at the throne of the Stauffers and say, you have done this. You've got to do something. You got to put some skin in the game. And if you're not willing to answer even basic questions about what really went down and how much you actually made, even though you want to put the rest of it out for world. I mean, you told everybody you made $43,000 off one video. Why can't you talk about this? Because I think you know, and everybody else knows, once we understand the actual benefit you made from this, from the exploitation of H, that it's just going to be there's no coming back. And so those are some questions you can answer if you want. I'm happy to take you on this podcast right here, and we can talk. And the invitation is always open. You know, an apology is great, but it's not an apology when it's fake like this. I mean, you didn't really give us anything. And I think, and as I'm reading the Facebook at Cancel and Myka James Stauffer, nobody believes you. This is just like you're adding fuel to the fire for everybody else. You should have just, honestly, the best solution for you, and I'm going to give you some free advice, a nickel's worth of free advice. You can cancel your $800 an hour lawyers. Here it is for you. You're not coming back from this. Get off YouTube, get off Instagram, stop being an influencer, go get a real job. Okay? Go volunteer somewhere and be a better person somewhere else for like 2 years. Go find yourself. You have redemption. Everybody does. But go find yourself. Go do something better with your life for a while. Give back to the world. It's so icky what you did, and nobody's forgetting it. And if you keep dropping videos, as much as you can turn off the comments. And here's another thing that really bothers me. You post this on Instagram as an apology, heartfelt, raw, let's do this. And yet you're still filtering every single comment that hits that page. You're still deleting everything that's wrong because your image is more important than anything else. So you come out with this, it's a humbling image of you, and yet you still delete every single thing you don't want people to see because your image is paramount. This was trash. Like and subscribe, or don't. I don't really like, This topic is not going away, and they're not going away until, cancel Myka and James Stauffer. Head to that Facebook page, get on there and start having a conversation about how we can double down now. These people are not learning, okay? They are not taking the whole world of internet hate seriously. And again, she is not apologizing to us. It's not her. It's not us that we need an apology. I'm not looking for an apology. I'm looking for answers. And I'm looking for you to, if you really are apologizing to the world and saying, you guys are the reason why I'm failing right now, I have to make this right. I've asked you some serious questions, and that'd be a really great start to making things right. There. I've said my part in this whole thing. This is just getting crazy. So have a good night. You are my therapy, and I love talking to you, and I like airing this out because dang it, I really hope she doesn't adopt again. And I truly hope she doesn't come back to YouTube and just act like nothing's wrong because she gave this shit ass apology. Okay? Dumb.